Hey there, I'm Mr. Terry, a high school history teacher. Welcome back to another History Teacher Reacts video. All right, we're back with the kings of short history fun, and that is History Matters. And this one is called, Why Didn't Germany Invade the Netherlands in World War I? Got the answer for you. They didn't need to. And with that, this video's over. See you next time. Wait, you're still here? You don't need to be. Already answered it. There's no need to. It wasn't on the way to France. It wasn't on the way to anything. Oh, you still want some commentary? All right. All right, History Matters. Educate us. Hey, the original video link is going to be down below. Make sure you're supporting History Matters. They do awesome, fun, short videos that are anywhere from like 2 to 4 minutes. If that's your style, this is the channel for you. All right, and let's get started.
In the Second World War, Germany famously invaded France by going through Luxembourg, Belgium and the Netherlands. The idea was that doing so would broaden the front, stretching French forces and allowing German troops to quickly go around them and avoid some fortifications too. But during the First World
War... Is that an Xbox One?
...forces and allowing German troops to quickly go around them and avoid some...
That's an Xbox One. No Xbox Ones allowed.
Fortifications
Not in Germany, at least.
But during the First World War, when the German military had the same concerns, the Netherlands was left alone. Which raises the question, why? Why didn't Germany invade the Netherlands in the First World War? So, to begin, whilst planning for any future war with France, German commanders led by Alfred von Schlieffen knew that it would likely also involve Russia. The original plan was to hold at the border and crush Russia before bringing their full might against France. However, in 1905, the Russians showed the world that their military wasn't as mighty as they had let on, and so the Germans changed them.
It was more about... Hold on. I don't want to speak for them. Let me give them a chance.
Commanders led by Alfred von Schlieffen knew that it would likely also involve Russia. The original plan was to hold at the border and crush Russia before bringing their full might against France. However, in 1905, the Russians showed the world that their military wasn't as mighty as they had let on. Yeah, but that's not the reason for the Schlieffen plan. Schlieffen plan was because the idea was Russia would take a long time to mobilize. So what you want to do is defeat France quickly, and then you want to go over to Russia and defeat them because you can do them later because they're going to take longer to militarize. They're huge. They're vast. Their armies are from all over the place. And so the Germans changed their plan. Instead, France would be crushed first and then Russia dealt with.
Yes.
The problem was that the Franco-German border was heavily manned and fortified, meaning that going through there would take a long time. Schlieffen felt that quickly pushing through Luxembourg would allow the Germans to go around French fortifications, and that going through Belgium would aid in cutting through Luxembourg, and that going through the Netherlands would aid in going through Belgium.
Give them a flank and spanking.
However, when war broke out 9 years later, Germany left the Netherlands alone. So why? Well, the first reason was overconfidence. Germany's military chiefs believed that going through the Netherlands to flank the Belgians was unnecessary, because crushing them was going to be easy, so why deal with the extra paperwork? The second reason was that the German emperor had a good relationship with the Dutch royal family, and Kaiser Wilhelm personally preferred that they...
That is true, politics go. But it still comes down to strategy. The Germans thought completely in terms of strategy for everything. They had a lot of political presuppositions and stuff like, you know, oh, the British won't actually come to aid Belgium because they're not as tight of friends as they actually say. They didn't do that. They messed up the politics of the Zimmerman Note with the proposed alliance with Mexico, if you want to call it an alliance. They didn't deal with the politics of it. It's all about strategy. It's just like, cut to the logic. How do we end this war? You go to France, try to do a full invasion of them, kick their butt, then turn the tide over to Russia, war over, GG.
Weren't subject to capture or humiliation at the hands of the German army. The third reason was the most important, pragmatism. German high command knew that invading...
By the way, it's where Wilhelm's going to go. He's going to bail out the Netherlands.
France via Belgium would...
after the war.
Britain into the war, and with Britain's navy easily able to block trade to Germany, it needed to keep some of the seas open for food and goods. As such, keeping the Netherlands out of the war meant that, as a neutral nation, it could openly import goods which Germany could purchase. As a neutral third party, the Dutch could be threatened with escalation in order to prevent them from taking Britain or France's side. The German military knew that the Dutch monarchy would never take their country into war with a great power, and so the threat of war, which Britain and France would never countenance, could be used to give some minor concessions. For example, in the opening days of the invasion of Belgium, Belgium, the Dutch closed the River Scheldt,
Like 3 weeks
which
ago.
runs through its territory here to Antwerp and later to Brussels. Now, technically, the Dutch were obliged to do this in times of war, but the Entente had put immense pressure on the Netherlands to keep it open. However, the
That I did
government
not
of the
know.
Netherlands weren't willing to do this because if weapons and troops travel through its territory to fight Germans, the Germans would have a justification to invade.
True.
And so, it's these 3 reasons why the Netherlands was never invaded.
I'd still number 1. You don't even need the rest.
And as
The Dutch Royals are
war
cool.
progressed,
Yeah,
the
that's
German
exactly.
economic situation only got
You don't need
worse,
to.
thus the need for
Unnecessary.
Dutch trade only ever grew, and intervention had no benefit. And it
The Schlieffen plan is all about timing. You can't do anything that adds literally 1 day. You do not want 1 day extra than you need because it is all about timing, like I've repeatedly said in this video.
in case you're wondering why Germany did invade it in the Second World War, it's because it was great for building airfields close to Britain and also, again, overconfidence.
Yeah, and they
I hope you
and
enjoyed
they
this
take over the Netherlands fast. Read the Diary of Anne Frank on that one.
episode, and a special thanks to my patrons, James Bisonet,
Heck yeah, let's go patrons. All right, final thoughts. All right, so History Matters was on the same mindset of me when I simply saw that question. Why didn't Germany invade the Netherlands in World War I? They didn't need to, but I was glad that they put in a couple other reasons. The relationship between, the Dutch like monarchy basically, and then the German monarchy. And then, just the other like possibility of trying to keep them out so it doesn't prolong the war or anything like that or expand the war because like I said repeatedly this whole thing is about timing. Nobody thought or wanted World War I to be a long war. I mean, they said it was going to be this little short war and over by Christmas in the first year in 1914. Of course that doesn't happen because everybody overestimated and underestimated a whole bunch of parts of this war. All right, with that, thanks again for joining me. History Matters, so fun. The video link is down below. Support that. Click it, view it, give it a thumbs up, all that stuff. And if you want to see me cover more History Matters stuff, they got a ton of it. Come over to the Discord server, drop a link to one that you want me to check out that I haven't seen yet, and hopefully I can get to it soon because I still like covering this channel so much. All right, with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.